Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my eyeshadow palette collection, which is pretty exciting for me because eyeshadow palettes are one of my favorite makeup items like ever. Eyeshadow palettes are kind of what I go for. I don't really reach for individual shadows that much just because I like to be able to grab a palette and be able to do a whole look with it. I don't want to go search for individual eyeshadows, which is why I definitely recommend de-panning your eyeshadows and putting them in like a little Z palette or something like that just because it makes you, or it definitely makes me more likely to use the individual shadows. But yeah, I'm just going to go through each eyeshadow palette and kind of tell you what I think about it, what I like about it, what I don't, and whether I think it's worth your money, whether I think you should buy it. So yeah, if you want to see my eyeshadow palette collection and you're interested in this video, then just keep watching. By the way, this is probably going to be a ridiculously long video because I do have quite a bit of eyeshadow palettes, as you will see. But yeah, if you want to see it, then just keep watching. So the first eyeshadow palette I'm going to talk about is this eyeshadow palette right here. This is a NYX Cosmetic eyeshadow palette. By the way, most of the eyeshadow palettes that you'll see in this video are kind of high-end, not luxury brand items, but more high-end. I don't really like drugstore eyeshadow palettes, so I don't really go for them that often. I more recommend higher-end items. But there are a few drugstore palettes in here that I do really like. But yeah, I'm going to start with this one right here. This is the NYX Dreamcatcher palette. I don't dislike this palette. It's just not my favorite. Like when you swatch them, they swatch okay. I just feel like when they transfer to your eyes, they don't transfer over that well. I like this palette mostly for the transition shades. So I like these two shades right here. And this one here is not too bad either. And this one's kind of nice for a very subtle highlighting shade. If you're a beginner, these kind of palettes are kind of good because they're not too pigmented. So when you go in and you accidentally put a little too much on your brush, you're not gonna like be scared and not be able to blend it out. But yeah, again, not my favorite, but not my least favorite. It's okay. It's okay. The next one that I have is another NYX eyeshadow palette. This is the Love in Paris eyeshadow palette. So this is a very neutral eyeshadow palette. These are good again if you kind of want a smoky, neutral, everyday kind of look. This is a nice little palette. Like I said, I don't know if I would recommend this, but it's not terrible. Now, the next drugstore eyeshadow palette that I love, and I have a emotional kind of attachment to this palette. This is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells palette. This is the palette that I used to do my wedding makeup. This little $2, $3 palette right here. It's a little trio. It has a brow bone shade, a crease shade, and an eyelid shade, which is exactly how I used them on my wedding day. I put this one in my crease. It looks shimmery in the pan, and even when you swatch it, it has a little bit of shimmer, not shimmer, but a little bit of sheen to it, but it's not so much to where you can't put it in your crease. So I put this in my crease, I put this on my lid, and then I put this on my brow bone and my inner corner. And this is an amazing little palette for a bridal makeup. I love this palette. It's such good quality, such good pigmentation. They're so soft. The shades are so soft. So yeah, I highly recommend this palette if you are looking for a little cheap drugstore palette. This is a really good one. The next palette that I have is very similar to the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells palette, except this is an NYC palette. This is called Oh Soho Sweet. Oh Soho Sweet. As you can see, they have very similar shades, but I definitely like the Wet n Wild one more. The Wet n Wild one's better, and they're both extremely cheap. So why buy this one when you can just buy the Wet n Wild one? I have this little e.l.f. Matte for Plum palette. I bought this palette because, well, one, it's e.l.f. and it's super cheap. And two, I love the little shades in here. It has like a purple and then it has like a grayish, greeny kind of shade. I don't know. I love the way these colors in this palette look together, but I don't love this palette. I don't really know why. I don't really know why I keep it. Probably because I'm a hoarder. I wanted to love it because I do really like the way the shades look, but I just don't like the way it performs. The last little trio that I have here is called Three's Company. This is a trio by the shade IBY Beauty. I actually got this in a BoxyCharm. If you want a little neutral palette, something that's going to be super easy that you can just throw on This is this is perfect. It has a matte brown shade in here. It has a shimmery gold, and then it has this kind of pearly, champagne kind of highlighting shade. This is perfect if you just want something really easy. Just toss this in your crease, this on your lid, this on your little inner corner and your brow bone, and you're done. The shades look really nice. I mean, they look good. I think it's such a nice little palette and so easy to just throw on. I mean, these swatch, I mean, they're beautiful. They really are. The next palette that I have is the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. When I first got this palette, I was obsessed with it. My husband got it for me for my birthday or something, anniversary, something. First of all, I love the packaging. It's so cute with these little hearts on it and stuff. It's a little bulky, so it's not, I don't think it would be great for traveling or anything like that. But I mainly love this palette for this shade right here called Satin Sheets, and the transition shades are amazing. I love the transition shades. I love Almond Truffle, Cashew Chew. I love Bordeaux. I was obsessed with Bordeaux. I used Bordeaux like every single time I did my eyeshadow. Mocha's very nice, and I love Pecan Praline. I love this palette. It's great quality, great pigmentation. The colors are beautiful. It's so pretty. The next eyeshadow palette I have is the Buff Collection by Pure Cosmetics, P-U-R-E, not P-U-R. I honestly have not used this yet. This is kind of like supposed to be a little dupe for the Naked 3 palette. I mean, it looks beautiful and it doesn't swatch badly. Like the shades look pretty nice when I swatch them. I watched Kathleen open her BoxyCharm and she used these and she didn't really like them. I mean, they swatch pretty nice, so I don't know. Like I said, I can't really say much about this palette because I haven't tried it out, but when I do, we'll see. The next little eyeshadow palette that I have is by Urban Decay. This is the Beauty with an Edge palette. When you open it up, it has a bunch of colorful shades. My favorite shades in here, I love this one down here, Free Love. Like I said, I love the black, I love this green, and then I love this shade right here called Sin. All these are shimmers except Blackout. Blackout is a straight matte dark black. This is one of those palettes that you kind of have to incorporate other palettes with or other shades with just to be able to use this because you don't want to put a shimmery color in your crease. Unless you want to, girl, that's you, that's you. I incorporate other shades with this palette to kind of make it work. The next eyeshadow palette makes me really happy. I love this eyeshadow palette for its packaging. I got this on my last birthday actually because me and my husband had just gotten married. I begged for this eyeshadow palette. This is the Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass eyeshadow palette by Urban Decay. This is probably the most beautiful packaging I've ever seen on an eyeshadow palette. I can't get over how beautiful it is. So watch. So it comes out, let me take this out because it's going to fall out and I'm going to break it. Okay, so let me just say you can pull this eyeshadow palette out. These are the eyeshadows right here. These shades in here are really pretty. Some are better than others. Some I don't like at all. Okay, so for the best part about this palette, I love opening this palette. Every time, like, I get super happy. It says, I'm not strange, weird, off, nor crazy. My reality is just different from yours. And it has this nice little mirror up here that says, we're all mad here. I love it. I love this thing. So, when you open it up, it's a freaking butterfly. Look at this. When you open up an eyeshadow palette and you see this kind of packaging, I had to have it. I needed it. So I got it. Now that I've talked about this eyeshadow palette for 5 minutes, let's move on. I have this eyeshadow palette by Kathleen Lights and Morphe. I bought 2 of these. This does not have a mirror, but this comes with 15 shades. I love this palette. It's so nice. The pigment is great on pretty much every shade. Yeah. I love that it includes a matte bone color because I always put those types of shades over my primer or concealer, whatever I put on my lid. It also has a highlighting shade and it has a matte black down here too. So it has pretty much everything. You get a little bit of everything in this palette, My favorite shades are this mustard shade right here. I love mustard eyeshadow shades. I love them. I love this green shade right here, and this is like a dark, dark army green right here. I love it so much. The next palette I have here is one that I kind of put together myself. I put my Makeup Geek eyeshadows in here. So these two top rows right here are all the Makeup Geek duochrome shades. I bought the whole collection because I felt like I needed it. And I did. I did. These are amazing. I love these so much. And then these bottom shades here are other Makeup Geek eyeshadows that I have. These duochrome shades, I would wear every single day of my life if I could. My favorite shades are this shade right here. This shade's called Karma. It is such a unique shade. It's got like some red in it and then like some green. Oh, it's so unique, so pretty. And I also love this shade right here called, what is this shade? Voltage. I love adding voltage in my inner corners as a highlight. I have nothing bad to say about these shadows. They are absolutely gorgeous. And then these shadows down here, this is Cocoa Bear. This is just like a warm transition shade. Cosmopolitan's like a red bronzy shade. This shade right here is called Sensuous. This is like a shimmery purple shade. And then this shade right here is called Concrete Jungle. Like, that duochrome shade just gives me life. Yes. I also have the Urban Decay Electric palette. This palette I used for the first time today. This is another one of those palettes that you can't really use by yourself unless you want to do a super colorful look, which I do love to do sometimes. I have this shade right here called Chaos and Thrash on my lower lash line. Sometimes colors are hard to find, but these are beautiful and they are so pigmented. It's crazy how pigmented they are. Let me show you these shades right here. Look at that. And they don't feel chalky. If you're looking for some colorful shades, this right here. Oh, and like this packaging right here is gorgeous. These are the Studio Makeup On The Go eyeshadow palettes. This one is in the shade Cool Down. This one is in the shade Warm Up. The Warm Up palette has more neutrally shades, so it has a lot of browns in it. It has a little gold right here, has a bone color, has a black, and it has a highlighting shade, so I love that. And this one in Cool Down has more taupey purpley shades, but still includes like a dark charcoal here and this is more of like a pinky highlighting shade. This is amazing. The quality of these palettes right here are amazing. And you can create a whole eye look from these without having to go to any other palette. So I also love that. Now this palette right here I really do like. My sister got this for me for Christmas. This is the Gorgeous Cosmetics palette and this is the 8-pan palette Fashion Shades. These pans are humongous. Humongous. Like humongous. They're so big. And the quality of these are so good. When I swatched these, I was like, holy God, like the pigmentation on these are amazing. And I'm barely, let me show you. I'm barely touching these. And I used this palette in my Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. I know that this brand is on Holt Look sometimes, so you can get this palette for cheaper than it normally is. This is a great quality eyeshadow palette. I really like it. Next, I'm going to talk about my little Naked 2 Basics palette. This comes with just a bunch of neutral shades. This is like my first high-end eyeshadow palette. My favorite shade is probably this stark shade right here because it's so nice to go all over the lid if you want to brighten things up. Thank you guys for watching this video. I think that I'm going to split this up into two parts because I was filming this video and it felt like it was going to be a billion years long. So I think I'm going to split it up. Probably no rhyme or reason just because it just felt really long to me. So I'm probably just going to just split it right down the middle. But yeah, just let me know if that's something that you're interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like this video, share this video, and just show it some love. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye. I think there's a a short. I have this little e.l.f. palette. I have this little e.l.f. palette. This is in the. So if you're a neutrals girl and you just want a little bit neutrals, there you go. It's right here. Oh, my back. It just started. I really need some back strength, you guys. Like, this is ridiculous. I can't even sit here. It, like, hurts. Ugh. Got a freaking beautiful. I don't know. I have nothing bad to say